I mean, wow.
Do you want to go back to the meeting?
Yeah,
that
we have to.
back at.
We have to. So we got to tell you a story as to how the Soundtable came about. It's interesting. We had a few meetings before we even came together as an iLife family, and in the process of those meetings, we found that great minds think alike. Would you agree, Ron John?
Yeah.
You know?
It was interesting meeting. We had a lot of discussion about different things. It was quite interesting.
I mean, our love, our sincere love of music and the culture of the different variations of music and styles of music that the DJs present. It kind of came alive that first meeting, and it was something said that day that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And that was that, we should do this on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Right?
And our pilot, Sims was sitting in on that.
Yeah,
on our test.
And this is the point, though, is that at that meeting, me and Ron was like, we need to get together some more and talk about this.
Yeah.
And what did Sim say?
We got to do a show.
He's like, you guys got to do a show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The round table.
Yeah.
Right? So, we just had to play on words, and we decided to call it the Soundtable.
Yeah. Actually, you dropped that one.
Yeah.
You dropped that idea.
Yeah, it worked because it's all about the music. It's all about the culture. It's all about the life. And like you said, Agape 181, we talked about this and built on it, and he happened to be there to support us during our first trial run. In fact, he wasn't there in person, but doing the feed, all we kept getting was feedback. Oh, you got to bring up this topic. You're missing out on this. Why you didn't mention this guy? And I love that about him, man. So
he's on point. That's for sure.
This is the muse and inspiration of Masimba, Son of S.O.U.L, right here.
When you talk about the foundation of Vive Live Radio, I mean, to say the least, of course, Jay laid the foundation when he came over here, but the inspiration. Definitely. His influence is everywhere. In the station and stuff like that.
It's a word that you use often. It's seminal.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
How many people have come through here? We've had a roster of DJs over this radiothon that expressed their influence through their music, but many, after the sets or before their sets had no problem with expressing what they've appreciated from their relationships with Sim. So that's something that we as iLife family very much appreciate. So, Scully, how you doing over there? You good?
Can't complain. This is Scully Funk. This is the sound of my voice off camera. How's it going, guys?
How's it going, Scully?
Good to see you, Mr.
Good,
Funk.
Good.
Scully Funk in the building.
What's up, Scully?
Stokes
is in the building.
Stokes invading.
Stokesy.
All right. So, first things first. Let's really think about this, guys. What influences can you say that this radiothon's about Sims? It's about the inspiration of the radio station. And what is it? What's your favorite, or what's the Sim moment in your life that you feel that you need to express right now?
About Sims?
About Sims, man.
Wow, there's so many of them. Wow, where to begin?
Put it this way. How long have you known Sims?
I've known Sims for over 20 years.
There you go.
So there's tons of them. But I'll touch on. I think I mentioned the hospital one, but I'm going to touch on something else. One of the things that, ironically, Sims used to talk. Him and I used to talk about, because we'd always be into this whole nutrition health thing. And so at the time when he was going to U of T to study, the nutrition program, we'd have a lot of discussions, especially. He'd run into me I remember running to him everywhere and just having long conversations with him. It was something where I'd turn the corner or I'd be meeting him somewhere, and I know for the next 30 minutes to hour, we're not leaving because we're going to just talk and cipher on something. It wasn't just music. It was other things,
life.
Other topics, life. You know what I mean? So we talk about it. So one of the things I remember when I was with him at Young Station, and he, of course, he's going east, I'm going west. I get off, I'm coming down. Yo, what's up? And then all of a sudden we're just talking, and I swear trains are passing by while we're talking. This is at Young Station, Young and Bloor, so the Bloor line at Young Station, and we're just talking. Everything.
He's on one side of the platform?
No, we're standing beside each other in the middle of the platform, and we're just talking.
And time just whizzing by.
And it's like, hey man, oh yeah, I'm gonna go. See you later.
That's always
the
that's
thing
always
about
the
Sims is that there was a wealth of knowledge, and he was always there to exchange that with you. You can see he enjoyed the conversation, and then the feedback coming back at him. That's the essence of what Masimba was, and
It's funny you say that because
exactly
I'm
the
thinking
same.
about, I'm imagining in my own mind's eye the trains running back and forth and that time lapse that's taking place.
Yeah.
You know, that's a nice metaphor for many of our relationships with Sims and
Yeah.
microcosm is that you can talk with him for hours
Yeah.
about some of everything and the amount of knowledge. And you know what? It was a bit more than knowledge. He was a very sincere man.
yeah,
And very caring, and he oozed empathy and love. So it was a lot of compassion and a lot expressed through talking with him, and
Yeah.
you left leaving talking from him feeling fulfilled, and I love that about him. I love that.
for sure.
Love that.
So, Ronnie, do you want to intro the track that you have selected for this episode?
Yeah. So, like I said, I didn't carry my laptop with me today. I've carried mostly Earth, Wind, and Fire influenced stuff, but I did have some stuff left over on my USB. So I chose an artist that I know Masimba loved playing a lot, and that is Omar from the UK. So this is off the For Pleasure album.
Yeah.
I'm Still Standing. I Love Radio. SOS Radiothon.
Came as news to me when she said she had to go. I know I should feel bad, all my friends tell me so. Hell, if it's me, then tell me so. I'll try to change, but I'm so complicated now, it's hard to rearrange. She won't know, but I miss her so. Ask my heart and he will tell you so. All this time we've been through thick and thin. Don't want a broken heart all over again, and that's why I'm still standing. Yeah. I'm still standing, demanding what's good for me. Yeah. I'm still standing. Yeah. I'm still standing, demanding what's good for me. Yeah. Please, baby, it ain't nothing personal. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Don't want to seem so cruel. I've got my pride to keep me going from day to day. Just want to keep that feeling of loneliness away. Yeah. Maybe one day I can deal with it. Maybe I can find someone whose love will never quit. Gotta have something that I can feel some way somehow. No one I love. I'm too proud, and that's why I'm still standing. Yeah. I'm still standing, demanding what's good for me. Yeah. I'm still standing. Yeah. I'm still standing, demanding what's good for me. Yeah. Steady on, steady on, steady on, steady on, steady on, steady on. Please, baby, I've heard enough of my heart cry. No more sleepless nights thinking, wishing I could die. Gotta have something that I can feel some way, somehow. Don't want no one I love. I'm too proud, and that's why I'm still standing. Yeah. I'm still standing, demanding what's good for me. Yeah. still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing. Demanding what's good for me. Yeah, yeah. Sing, steady on.
Right. So
Go back.
for you, Sims, I'm still standing, and yeah,
Yeah.
he still stands with.
Well,
Of course.
His influence
of
will be
course.
The
around
thing-
for a long time.
And it's
Yeah.
funny because when Sims used to talk to me, he would always pick my brain about Brit soul. He was like,
Yeah.
"Do you know this? Do you know this? Do you like Karen Wheeler? Do you know?" And I was like, "How do you know about Karen Wheeler and Soda Soul and all these even in the UK, people don't even know these people, and you know."
It's
all-
shocking
know all
when
that
I
stuff.
speak to some UK people and they go, "I haven't heard." I'm like, "What?"
What? But Sims knew. Oh
Yeah.
my, he knew.
Loose
He knew
Ends.
all of them. Loose Ends, all those groups, and it was like, I'd always run into him like, and it would always be like the intersection of Spadina and Queen. Or Dundas and Young. We would always
Going
run
back to talk about
always.
corners.
All
That's
those were the
my
That's
life
Sim's
services.
corner.
Those were the
Every corner
corners.
was Sim's corner.
Spadina and Queen, or Dundas and Young.
yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always run into him. And he's either coming out of Play D Records, so he has a bag, or he's going to Play D, or he's just come at the time out of Cops Records and he's walking towards, he's probably going to get some chicken fried rice or something in Chinatown, and we would just talk for a minute and just, and again, as you were saying, like time would just,
Yeah.
I look at the time, and it's like 3 hours, and it was just so easy. It was,
Yeah.
such an easy conversation.
That says a lot about a person when you really think about that you can sit up here and with ease have time lapses of conversations with an individual, and for it not to seem like it was a waste.
Yeah.
In no way in any conversation I've ever had with Simba that I felt like
That's true.
I was losing time. I
But
felt
the
like I was
funny thing
gaining
is,
something.
But the funny thing is, when you see Sims, you knew everything has to come to a stop.
It does.
Honestly, you have a doctor's appointment. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Sims is in the house. He's the best doctor. Whatever medicine I need,
Yeah.
Sims is gonna fix it.
Yeah.
And you always, the thing is, you always felt better. I absolutely loved this man. Like man, I really, really. He was like the brothers that I had back in the UK. And there's only a handful here that I can like truly say, yo, they're my brothers.
Yeah, I can understand.
And we're on the same level. And Sims was definitely one of them. And it was always good. Like I'd be starving sometimes. I'm gonna rush home to eat and run into Sims, and then we talk and forget about my stomach, stop rumbling and everything. Whatever I had was going on. If I was stressed about something, one time he was stressed, about something, and we just sat and we talked, and we said, and I just said, and I had some fish, I had some salmon in my bag, and I said, come over to my house, let me just cook up some salmon, and let's just chill and let's continue this conversation. And we talked until like 2:00 in the morning, and whatever stress he had, it was just past.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah,
Sims was therapeutic, and it's like, imagine if he was here now, like where the leaps and bounds that iLife has experienced over the past few months, the past 90 days. It's amazing when you really sit back and reflect.
We were sitting here before we actually came on the air, and we're talking. I was talking actually when Simon was here earlier on. Simon Law was here earlier on. I had a conversation because he was asking about, so how did this thing happen? So then I rewinded everything. I started off when Jason actually launched it, but then I fast forwarded to last year at this time, and where things went from that point on. And I mentioned that how things happened in this span of time that would happen like in 4 years.
Yeah.
It happened like that
Really
here
fast.
in that span of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so funny because it was everybody knew it. I mean, everybody that came on board in April, let's say in April when we first ended up over in this Etobicoke area here, they knew it. They saw the fire. They saw this ball steamrolling. We just didn't see that it was steamrolled this fast.
But even the meetings, though, when I walked in on the first meeting at the coffee shop at in the beaches, and I saw everybody lined up, I was like, wow, this is the team.
Yeah, I'm good.
This is good.
I'm good. Yeah.
It's just good,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So the track that I wanted to pick is from Blue Note. It's a group called Waters. And I was going to do this Blue Note special on Simba because Simba always talked about, we've had discussions on Blue Note records. And yeah, Scully, spin the track. It's a classic.
Sitting here all alone with vague memories of how lovely this world used to be. Sitting here all alone, wondering what became of singing birds, blue skies and trees. Where's the harmony? What are we doing here? Who can say that we better come up with a solution? Stop killing my pollution. We're coming to lifeless seas and barren lands. What are we doing here? Who can say we better come up with a solution? Stop killing pollution. We're coming to lifeless seas and barren lands. Sitting here all Thinking back, I can vaguely remember the smell of fresh air and the taste of clean water. It seems so long ago. Now I ask you, what are we doing here? Who can say we better come
Sam's nice track, Gabe. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's sitting here all alone, and that's I knew Sims would love that.
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that track. That's up his alley,
Yeah, I was just telling Ron John that when I first heard one of Sam's sets, it took me. I was just drawn into the type of music that he was displaying in his set, and I'm like, this dude is unreal. I'm like, how do you know this stuff? And it's a privilege to be a part of iLife family because there's just literally encyclopedias. Like every DJ and every set is providing like literally an encyclopedia of music.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll talk about it later, but Stokes, even him, like when he first came around, we were like, what? We got to get these tracks. Where are these tracks from? What, we heard this track before? Well, how do you get this track? You would try to Shazam the track. You can't find the track, right? Because these guys holding on to priceless pieces of music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is what I love about the whole DJ family here. That I love it. We got DJ Ariel in the building.
How's it going?
Hi. Great set, by the way.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
we loved it.
I really appreciated
We
that
loved it.
energy you gave me there. Kind of spun
Another DJ that has experienced the insightful thoughts and expressions of our dear Masimba. So, Ariel, what expressions do you have in regards to some inspiration that you received from Sims?
He was that person that always had that same line, that brightness, that positivity, and never ever, even if he had troubles, he didn't have that depth of being sucked into it. And at a time where I had moved here from Vancouver and trying to transition, wasn't always the easiest. And even sharing things with him, it was always on that line of love, and he gave me respect that I became such fast friends with him, and knowing him more so through record, digging, like through family in that sense. We became like the tea and record digging kind of team where he'd, say, okay, we got to go out, we got to go look for some records, and I'd be like, yeah, perfect, let's do this. And what I think I appreciate from him the absolute most out of anybody who, I've been collecting records for a long time. I started collecting before I even DJ'd, and so I've been around that life, and he had no ego with it. That's the thing that I found like such a blessing from him. It was no pretension, no qualms about, hey, oh yo, you have this record because it's a really good price and it's in good condition. If you don't have it, you should probably have this. And there was no, attitude. There was no like. That's what I loved about it, because it was really easy. I could be totally myself and not feel a ways of like, you don't have this? Shoot, like, you gotta have that. What's wrong? What's up? And it's like, well, actually, I can't afford to live that life as much as I would love to. And so for me, like that was our connection, and I would always pull stuff out of my crates, now Serato crates, but I do digitize my vinyl, so I don't feel so bad about it. Where he'd be like, I haven't heard this in so long, I can't believe you're playing this. And because he was always the first person at the jam, like he would get the dance party started because he was the one dancing. And as a matter of fact, I remember there was one time at Stone Lounge where I think the Cratery dudes were playing down there, and I ran down, saw him, and it was like, I don't even remember the song that was playing, but I was like, what up? How are you doing? Haven't seen you in so long. And then all of a sudden we're like dancing on the dance floor, and like in an old-fashioned kind of way where like I'm holding one hand and have his shoulder, and like we're dancing around, and it was so like his music and his rhythm were exactly like that, where it was so fluid. It was so fun. Like he was just that guy for me, like he was just like that positive, can just be yourself and it's all good always. That's him for me.
He's the prime example that not all superheroes have capes.
Exactly. And it's not easy what has happened, but at the same time, like the way that I feel about what he's given all of us is that we take that and we move it forward, and he's going to be, the next place for us to greet us and to show us and do exactly the same thing that he's done here. So
yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny. It's something that that MCs, the DJ Sessions always would say around that time when we were mourning him. He was like, he would want us, to do this, to continue our craft the way that we know how, and it's really our memorial for him when we really reflect on it.
Absolutely. So again, being that he was one of the very first people that were at my jams and kind of like trying to find a transition. I remember this one time he got the party started for me by just being the sole dancer on the dance floor, and it was the Ambassadors. I have PTSD, so I don't even remember the name of the track right now.
We'll hear it.
Yeah, exactly. Love it. There we go.
Ain't no one girl gonna make a fool out of me.
right, so we're back with a classic. That is a classic Sims
Yes,
track.
great choice.
100%.
Great choice.
Yeah, well, he just like really literally got that party started for me because he was just, well, I played a lot of boogie after that too. So, you know, once that happens, he's just
Yeah.
the enthusiast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I miss him.
Yeah, we do. But this is what it's all about. It's the celebration of what Sims means to everybody here. So, Sessions, my man.
Yes, sir.
We know how dear Simba was to you. So, and you've been here. You've proven it. You've been here. You haven't really slept, or if you did, it's been only for a few minutes.
Yeah, you're
over the
like I
past-
said, the oil has been running the machine.
Yeah,
It's Jason, man. He's been here since the beginning, and like I said, ran down to Rivoli, and also was involved with putting the live to air for the Cratery versus Love Handle event as well, and then staying here overnight with some of the DJs
Did
who
you
passed
sleep on
through.
you slept on the couch?
Slept on the couch, my friend.
Yeah.
But you know what though, this is a prime example of what he's been doing since day one. This is the candle burning king over here, and you know we love you, man, and we appreciate really
truly.
what you've done and what you continue to do.
Okay,
We
so-
love you, bro.
May I interject? Yeah.
I know he's getting all
okay,
like.
I know, but
Shut
may I
up.
interject? Okay, fine.
I know, modest as usual.
No, it's not that. It's this when we started this with Massimo, with the group that originally put together the idea of putting together iLive Toronto. It took a little while to get started, to kickstart it. We talked about it in August 2014, and I'd made the decision to go find somewhere in last year, January. I said, you know what, can't wait for you guys anymore. I was going to go and do it. One of the things that I found, I guess I haven't had a chance to slow down enough to be able to really consider, what Sims meant to me. I just thought I need to keep pushing forward for everyone in the station more than anything else. We've all worked so hard to get here, and it's gone a lot quicker than we expected. But, for me, architecting it and making sure you guys had your shows and making sure the technology was there, and then make sure the marketing was there, make sure all the profiles were done and all the shows were cut up and all that kind of stuff. I haven't had an actual chance to stop and say, you know what, let me consider Sims. And I think I had that moment when we did the Illa J show.
Yeah.
So, because one of the things that was really important to me when I did that show was, okay, we were featuring a Canadian artist that we wanted to pair with a US artist. It was great. But more importantly, that's the first concert me and Sims talked about doing, was a hip hop concert. And the first concert we would do, he was going to DJ it. That's what the aim was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me doing that set for him was for him. And having you guys there supporting, and then everybody up on stage and talking, I think at that moment it really hit me. Like after all these months of going hard, that he's not here anymore. And, that's when I said, we're going to do this radiothon, we're going to do a bunch of stuff, and we're going to keep pushing forward because that's what he would want. I kind of had a bit of a guilty feeling, not saying I'm plagiarizing his memory, but, it just could seem that way because of the way we've accelerated, because of the spotlight that was shined on us because Sims was part of iLive. But, I know Sims would turn around and say to me and give me that nod and push his bottom lip out and say, don't worry about it. Look, just do it. Just do it. So once again, I say thank you to all of you, because without the iLive family, there would be no iLive. There would be no iLive at all. So it's not me. You guys deserve a round of applause. I'm just the guy that does the Burns of Midnight Oil for you lot.
No, mate. No, it's a team effort, and I think people are seeing it that way. I mean, again, walking into the coffee shop this time last year, and then seeing the team, I was like, okay, because you were trying to convince me for the longest time.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
I told you you were going to.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't care what you had to say.
And then you like come to a coffee shop, and I walked in, and I saw Sims, and I saw Ron, and I was just like, I saw all these vets, and I was like, okay, all right.
I remember
you convinced me.
I remember around this time last year when Jason touched base with me. Actually, you know what happened in that conversation.
Yeah.
A dear friend of ours fell ill And of course, I was in a sort of sad state. But he touched base with me about getting involved in the station. And initially, at the time, I didn't have much time on my schedule, even to commit to a weekly show. And then, like I said, one conversation with Gene changed everything, and here I am. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're very glad to have you.
Yeah.
Thank
bro.
you.
So Sessions, you got a track.
I do have a track.
We wanna
This
hear
is the. This song will always be synonymous with Sims for me. After seeing it at the memorial, I play it anytime I do a memorial show for him.
Yeah.
I play it every week, at least once. So this is a Heatwave Star of the Story.
What a track.
Yeah.
Beautiful track. Beautiful
I mean,
track.
Wow. It's
Favorites, playing favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned sample. Yeah.
Oh, the Slum Village.
Yeah,
like,
man,
yeah.
wow.
It's
It just
that was yeah.
goes so.
I love how that was flipped.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we need to get Stokes in here, man.
Stokes, where you at?
Come on, bro. Because when it's funny, I gotta tell you this story. I gotta tell you the story of how it took place with Stokes. We was talking about other people that we wanted to be a part of iLive and on the roster, and so Agape was like, "You gotta contact Stokes. You gotta contact Greg Stokes." And I was like, "Yeah." This guy does his verses on YouTube and and on Facebook. I fell in love with this dude. I'm like,
That's right.
You know him. We gotta meet this guy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the only one that said it. Gene King said it to me. He goes, "I know a guy, get Stokes."
Yes.
Like three different people said, "Find Stokes."
Yeah.
And then it's funny because I think he got a boot in his leg that day he came in. His ankle or something was sprained.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was going in at the alias of DJ Brookfoot at the time.
Yeah. And he came through the door and he looked at all these faces and he was like a kid in a candy store, it seems, right?
Well, I got to be completely honest with you. When I came to the door, I almost turned back and leave. The only reason I didn't leave was due to Son of S.O.U.L being there. He was the only normal-looking person there. And everybody else scared me. And so I looked at him and I realized it was safe. And so that's why I stayed. Otherwise, I was going to leave. So you guys should thank him for that, for sure.
Oh, you can admit he was the person that made you feel safe in the room.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, especially not
I mean,
you.
I've known you for years. Stokes, I've known you for
hate
years.
you,
I don't
Stokes.
make you feel safe. I was just kidding.
that guy, the Sessions dude, scared me.
You.
That was it.
You, son, you.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I think that whole day was epic. I think it was epic. I think that we knew right then and there that we had an opportunity to really do some things with this radio, this radio station.
I remember the feeling of being like, it was an overwhelming feeling and also feeling honored to be around these, like the people that were there, and the fact that there was Cesaro's there and Ron and I didn't know Sessions at the time. I didn't really know you that well either. And then seeing Son of S.O.U.L there and Gene King, I was like, what? Like me? Like, I felt honored. I felt like I've been out of place, to be honest, because I was, I've always been around music. I've always been around the scene, but these are people that I look as, musical gods to me. Mm-hmm. And so, speaking of Son of S.O.U.L, it's funny. I hate to say the number, but I've known him for nearly 24 years because it's Son of S.O.U.L. I think I'm a bit cloudy about where our introduction was, but I feel like it was Elemental. I used to host Elemental. Jonathan Ramos used to host it at Comfort Zone, these events. So he called me in as a host, which was a massive gig for me because all these underground hip hop groups that I was a fan of, I was now introducing these people. And there's this dude who's just playing like tracks that were like, I don't know this track. Wait, I know this track. What? This is this hip hop track, but it's totally what? He's playing the originals and stuff like that. Like because obviously he's a digger. And so it tripped me out, and I remember talking to him and be like, "Whoa, like what are you playing? Like what is this?" And I think you mentioned it yourself. He was so anti. When people think of DJs, especially nowadays, they usually chest up, bravado.
You don't know that?
Yeah, like you're an idiot. Like, come on, bro. It's funny because even at that time, and I felt like I was connected to him from as well too from CKLN times too as well. Like I used to hang out around there. If I'm not me being mistaken, but there's certain DJs I remember that would be like, Psh, you don't know that, man. Psh. And really condescending if you said, like, what's that? Psh, you don't know that? This guy here. But he was never like that. And so I'd be like, what is this? What is that? What are you playing? Oh, it's this. And here it is right there. That's crazy. And so I always looked at him as that person who had that information, who knew what that was. He was the
Oracle.
Yeah, the Oracle. Good. That's great. I used to, the other person I considered to be like that, and I've told you this time again, the Sessions, who's just...
Sessions, AKA...
Do it again. Say it again. Sessions. Thank you for helping me out.
Internet radio station around.
I was like, did you pull in your own set? The best.
Around. Yeah, exactly.
Just people who had this they just knew what it was. Like, I remember Zoe talking about that situation where they called him in to record the tracks that were being played, and yeah, he doesn't need. For Pete Rock.
Yeah.
It was?
Actually, it was for
Jazzy Jeff. Right?
Jazzy J. No,
Jazzy J.
Jazzy J.
Jazzy Jeff was trying to mess with him. And
Jazzy J, yeah.
Jazzy J.
Yeah.
Still knew what the tracks was.
And this is a guy, the rest of us would be Shazamming and doing all this kind of stuff. I'll be honest, I'm Shazamming to find out what it is every time I hear a track. But he's kind of he pulls it out of the air. It's like, as if he's in his...
Shazam. Shazam
is in him. Sim jams.
On the
Sorry, keep the time. Sorry, okay, so I apologize.
You got a
Anyway,
track?
he just pulls it right out of here.
You got
So
a track,
let me
bro?
get to the track. Before I get to the track, I want to read you something that he wrote himself, and it's kind of trippy to me. And some of you have heard it already. Please forgive me though. I'm a bit under the weather. So, as this rock completes yet another revolution around the sun, you guys know this, right? Mm-hmm. Give thanks that you're still here with an opportunity to get things right and elevate yourself further. Please do not take this lightly, as there are many of us who didn't make it. Let's honor them by not wasting our own lives. To all the new lives that have journeyed to this side of existence, welcome. I, like so many others, vow to do my best to make this planet a better place for you. That's totally what he did. The pendulum has swung so far over to chaos. It is imperative that we bring things back to order. We owe you that much. No more backward thinking. Time for thinking ahead. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Thank you. 2011, for all the lessons learned. Go in peace. So here it is. Here Melvin and the Blue Notes. It's for you.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty. Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. 'Cause they're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. So when you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. World won't get no better if we just let it be. Na, 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 na. World won't get no better. We gotta change it now, just you and me. Wake up all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hair. But they don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Wake up all the builders, time to build a new land. I know we could do it if we all lend a hand. The only thing we have to do is put it in.
Sims, we love you, man. We love you, brother.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
Thank you so much for inspiring everyone who's here today. Everyone who's had a set during this radiothon owes you a debt of gratitude for everything that you provide us, for being a wealth of knowledge, not just in music, but in life. And we're so grateful. And we've saved the best almost for last. The sentiments of our engineer and DJ over here, DJ Scully.
Well, now that's a lot of pressure.
yeah.
I don't know about all that. You know, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really know Sims that well. We kind of traveled in different circles. You know, he lived in the East End, I lived in the West End. But I do remember seeing him play at, this is apropos, at a Love Handle party. And, you know, he loved so much different type of music and managed to bring that kind of hip hop sensibility to everything that he did, you know, that flair, without it being forced or contrived. And I remember him beat juggling with the Ritchie family, I'll Do My Best For You, Baby. And he just extended out the intro of that with 2 7-inch records. And I'm going to be honest, like I've done a bit of that, but as soon as digital came along, I was like nuts to that, you know, loop it and done. And my friend Dave and I were having the conversation of how many people would notice that, you know, that's not just the original track, that it doesn't have a super long intro. B, who would notice that it's somebody doing it live? And it was seamless, you know, like it was gorgeous. And I think that just really speaks to his love of the craft and his approach to it. Like for me, viewing it as kind of a pain in the ass or a necessary evil to get a certain effect, I really felt that he was just totally engaged with it, and he really loved it. The night that I went to Sims's the wake, I was talking to my boss just before I left work, and he said this, and it really resonated with me, saying that the people that we meet and the people that we know in our lives, it's almost like we're a puzzle, and the other people are pieces of us. So when we lose someone, it's like we've lost a piece of ourselves. And that, I really felt that acutely. And if there is any kind of silver lining, it's that I got a chance to become closer with people who were mutual friends of Masimba that maybe my path wouldn't have crossed. And, you know, nobody can fill the hole that Sims has left in the Toronto DJ community or in any of our lives. But, you know, if it brings us closer together, then that's only a good thing.
Yeah.
Well said, Scully.
The best for last.
Thanks, man. So, I was going to play the Ritchie family, but I changed my selection. Ron, I know you did a Earth, Wind, and Fire inspired set. So,
yes, thanks a lot to Simon Law for passing through. I really appreciate
that was a
brilliant
through,
set. You know,
that was funky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guests and artists that have been coming through the iLive studios lately has been bonkers. This song is by an artist who has a new album out this year, Dexter Story, but this is a couple of years old. This is from his album Seasons. Ron, just wanted you to get an earful of this because I feel like
you dropped it on me. So
very,
thank you.
very, very Earth, Wind, and Fire inspired. This is Love is Underway.
So that was a Soundtable right here on iLive Radio, a very special Soundtable. In a couple of minutes, we're going to switch over to the mighty DJ Soul Child. Just going to provide a little musical interlude while he gets himself set up. This is the Son of S.O.U.L Radiothon right here on iLive Radio. Doing around the World Wide Web. Thank you to everyone that's still locked in and logged on. We still have 2.5 hours to go. 2 hours, 47 minutes to be precise. So stay with us. Don't forget, the donation link is open and will remain open till the new year for you to be able to donate to the Heart and Stroke Foundation.